I am Dr. Mahalingam, Assistant Professor, Department of Medieval History, Madurai Kamaraj University. I am going to talk about the Vijayanagar Nayak art in Tamil country. The Vijayanagar period in Tamil country, not only the period of transition in the field of socio-economic and political, but also the period of transition in art and architecture. They have constructed innumerable architectural elements such as cobras, vimanas, praharas, mandabas and pillars. And they have concentrated, rebuilt the temple, reconstructed and repaired the already existing temple in the Tamil country. In the cobras and vimanas are the most great architectonic proportions which evolved from the 10th century AD to 18th century AD. It is these two architectural elements attained during the 18th century at the end of the period of Vijayanagar Nayak in the Tamil country. When we come across the sculptural contributions of Vijayanagar Nayak period, we can classify the sculptures such as iconography, non-religious themes, portrait sculptures, floral designs, animals and birds. The innumerable iconography are portrayed in the sculptures of Vijayanagar Nayak periods. The portrait sculptures such as kings, queens, palikas and other philanthropists portraits are appeared in the sculptures of Vijayanagar Nayak period. In the non-religious themes, the common people are represented in the sculptures of Vijayanagar Nayak period. The common people such as the agricultural peoples, wrestlers, gypsies, are portrayed in the sculptures. Floral designs are also appeared in the architectural elements such as pillars and other architectural components. Animals and birds also innumerably portrayed. And the paintings also appeared in the mandabas, the ceilings, walls, the entire Puranic and epic themes portrayed graphically. The Ramayana paintings at Alagarkoil, which vividly pictured the entire theme from the birth of Rama to the coronation of Rama. The birth of Rama, the name-giving ceremony, the forest life of Rama and Lakshmana, everything graphically portrayed. This is appeared with the inspiration of the local culture. When we come across these sculptures and paintings, we can understand the dress, ornaments, coiffure, war weapons and household articles, everything vividly depicted in the sculptures and paintings of the Nayak period. And in the architecturally, they have expanded the temple structures. The cobras, vimanas, praharas, mandabas and monolithic pillars they have constructed. These all the architectural components carry plenty of sculptures with both non-religious sculptures and Puranic epic themes reflecting the each and every aspects of the gods and goddesses. In the Pudumandapam, there is innumerable sculptures portrayed. In the front mandapa of the Pudumandapam, this Kolatam also represented and other Puranic epic themes also represented in the front of the Pudumandapam. I am Mahalingam. I am going to talk about Indus Valley art. The discovery of Mohenjo-daro in Sindh and Harappa in Punjab were the earliest cities in India and two of the earliest in the world. Towns could also be centers of religious cults and palaces of pilgrimage. Temples dedicated to gods could rival rulers' palaces. Religious faith often found in allegiance to the rulers who might be priest king or even god kings closely allied with priesthood by the nature of their occupation, the priests dealt with marks and symbols representing deities, royalty, and rituals. The Helmand civilization is the earliest river after the Oxus rising within Afghanistan. Sari Shokta and Mundihak are the important city in Helmand civilization. There are certain indications that a state system had been established. The primary evidence consisting of monumental architecture. The remains of two palaces have been located at Sori Shokta and a palace and a temple found in Mundihak with decorated facades of masonry, which also saw a city wall being built. And in Indus Valley civilization, there is a number of pottery, terracotta, stone, and bronzes also have been used. The Indus pottery served a large range of purposes as storage, jars, cooking utensils, dishes, and bowls, containers, strainers, and a large number of small pieces made of terracotta represent women, men, animals, carts, and other items. Many of them obviously toys, others are possibly godlings or deities. The Indus masons showed their skills in constructing wells using wedge-shaped bricks to make them circular and putting corbelled roofing over doorways and drains. And another important thing in Indus Valley civilization, there is two sculptures. One is made up of stone, another one is made up of bronze. The stone sculptures representing bearded man. He may be a priest king. He represented with closed eyes. And a dancing girl, the image of dancing girl in bronze, which heralds the technology existence of bronze during the Indus Valley civilization. The most common of the animals pictured on the seals. Seals is an important item which reveal innumerable images found on the seals. The seals containing mythical one, the unicorn, which is a humpless bull, humped bull, are also found in the seals, as well as elephant, buffalo are also found. This reveals the zoomorphic deities found on the Indus Valley. Three-faced seated deity in human form, surrounded by animals crowned with buffalo horns, that is anthropomorphic deities. It may be Pasupati, the lord of the beasts, but in present Pasupati, none of the symbol associated with in later Hinduism. Mortimer Wheeler identified a house in Mohenjo-daro with a double staircase at entrance, such a temple. It may be dedicated to unicorn deity, which is appeared numerous seals found in the Indus Valley civilization. So this is some artistic features we can understand which appeared during the Indus Valley civilization excavated by the archaeologists. Thank you.